Good evening. Extra biosecurity measures are in place across the state tonight, with no chances being taken in the face of the bird flu threat. 7 News has obtained exclusive video of the first bird to test positive as it struggled for life at Port Elliot and tried to bite a bodyboarder who went to its aid.
Raised from the shallows and upheld by a rescuer.
Good work, mate. Woohoo!
The gravely ill giant petrel was moved from danger, having desperately tried to keep its head above the water.
Why isn't it flying?
Barely hanging on and lashing out at bodyboarder Aaron Brand.
Up touching it, tried biting me. Luckily it missed.
That's it. Get out of the water.
Anthony Rowland helped to move the infected bird when it was on the rocks.
Not really many alarm bells went off until it was just getting pummeled in the shore break for a while until a human had to rescue it.
A week earlier, a similar seabird bit another rider at Knights Beach. Both birds were retrieved by the Wildlife Welfare Organisation. Today at the rescuer's Goolwa base, other birds, a silver gull and a darter, were tested by PIRSA officials. SA Health only called Aaron and Anthony today, 2 weeks after their encounter.
You guys can get contact in hold of me, but they just not interested, I don't know.
Health officials say the risk of bird to human transmission is low, telling Aaron his run-in with the sick seabird isn't classified a close contact.
At Knights Beach today, we spotted another struggling seabird and called the national hotline.
I just thought I'd let you know, given that obviously we're taking all precautions at the moment.
Hopefully we see it fly off and not just keep washing in.
Wildlife Welfare hoping to raise donations, preparing for things to get worse. Hayden Nelson, 7 News.
The discovery of South Australia's first case of the deadly H5 bird flu has triggered a statewide response. From poultry farms to wildlife habitats, authorities are preparing for a virus that's already left a trail of destruction across the globe.
Katrina Byrne is scrambling to stay ahead of the bird flu threat at her Wollonga egg farm.
It is devastating for farmers and it's just another stress.
Hens are now being kept away from lakes and dams where the migratory birds gather.
It's really about monitoring flocks. It's just upping the ante and being super vigilant with your biosecurity measures.
Just one H5 case inside a commercial farm will trigger a major response. Entire flocks could be destroyed to try to prevent a larger outbreak.
It requires people who are well trained, who are able to use the equipment that we have now acquired as a government to be able to do that work, which clearly is not pleasant.
More than 13,000 baby seals died on Heard Island in the Antarctic after contracting the disease. Seal and sea lion colonies are considered vulnerable too.
Stopping a flu moving around in a migratory bird species that can have an impact on sea lions is almost impossible.
While it's certainly an important development, it's not unexpected, and Australia has spent many years preparing exactly for this situation.
With surveillance ramping up, authorities are enlisting the public in the fight against the virus. The message is simple: don't touch dead or sick birds and report them to the Animal Disease Hotline.
The population level risk is very low. It's just in terms of transmission if you happen to be in that close contact with a sick or dead bird.
Michaela Kamarik, 7 News.
Michaela is live in the studio. Michaela, SA Liberal Senator Alex Antic, now he's downplayed the bird flu threat in federal parliament.
He has, Will, going so far as to mock the early detections in Western Australia. During question time, the senator suggested the response bordered on a conspiracy theory, claiming Big Pharma is using the outbreak to boost vaccinations rates.
Almost like the bell ringing on the pharmaceutical companies saying, we're entering the winter season, we're about to lean on you to get your flu shot guilt trip, and now we've found 2 birds with the sniffles.
The comments quick to spark backlash, the Premier describing them as inappropriate and not what you'd expect from a mainstream political party. Opposition leader Ashton Hearn has distanced herself from the comments, insisting she does not support or agree with them. Will?
OK, thank you, Michaela. 5 people are facing animal cruelty charges after 7 News exposed shocking conditions inside a piggery at Dublin in Adelaide's north. Disturbing video filmed by activists inside the Angar piggery in June last year shows pigs living in filthy pens and feeding on carcasses. The RSPCA raided the facility a week later and euthanised 14 pigs, describing the conditions as cruel. One person is facing 49 counts of ill treatment of an animal, while 4 others are accused of 31 offences. All 5 will appear in court next month. A humanitarian disaster is unfolding in Venezuela after powerful back-to-back earthquakes. The official death toll is 32, but it could reach the thousands. The tremors struck within seconds of each other along the Caribbean coast, more than 150 kilometres from the capital, Caracas. They're among the country's strongest in more than a century.
First the disbelief, then the panic and chaos. A woman and child managed to dodge falling debris, but nowhere is safe. At the airport, parts of the ceiling collapsed, travellers engulfed in dust. Look at what the earthquake has done, this man says. It's destroyed. Here, a baseball game is halted as spectators rush the field. And at another stadium, dazed and frightened, people emerge from their homes, many injured, some carrying pets to safety.
It's the heaviest quake felt in Venezuela.
The first tremor struck at 6 p.m. local time, magnitude 7.2. Seconds later, another, more powerful one, 7.5. Tsunami alerts were issued, later lifted. But the earthquakes have been enough to destroy so much. Entire streets levelled, home after home collapsing. This resident races downstairs, floor after floor, inspecting the damage. A state of emergency now declared. It was like a horror movie, this woman says.
Several walls collapsed. We're expecting aftershocks. I hope not, but we need to be prepared.
This may just be the beginning. Hugh Whitfeld, 7 News.
A coroner's called for a major change to the law for learner drivers after a horror head-on crash that claimed the lives of 3 people from the same family. She's recommended L-platers obtain a medical certificate before getting behind the wheel.
Nan and Ned Walker and their daughter Sue Skiers didn't stand a chance when a 16-year-old learner driver zoned out and veered onto the wrong side of the road at Sutton Town near Mount Gambier in November 2020, killing them instantly.
Like they were our world, like they were the world to so many people.
The L-plater had ADHD, autism and Tourette's, which he failed to disclose on his licence application, prompting a scathing attack by the Deputy Coroner of the Transport Department's self-reporting regime, saying, "There's no system of checks and balances. There is no safeguard. I find that his conditions should have been disclosed," making a key recommendation that all learners be required to obtain a medical certificate as part of the application process.
You can just put whatever you want in those boxes and it's acceptable.
The family believes the system's failed them and urged the Minister to act.
Having received this, I'm not going to jump into any conclusions other than to absolutely commit that we'll be providing a high degree of attention to this.